Hey everybody, isn't this a great day? The Bible says in Psalm 119, this is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Do you know that song? It's a song where I sing a line, then you echo. Right in the middle, there's a line and the very last line that we sing together. Hey, let's try it, okay? This is the day that the Lord hath made, that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord hath made. That's great. Thanks for singing with me. You know what? This is a glad day. Let's see if Charlie will come out and enjoy this glad day with us. Charlie, come out and enjoy this glad day. I don't think so. You don't think what? You don't think you'll come out, or you don't think you'll enjoy this glad day? Both. Oh, why is that? Because I'm sad. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Charlie. Well, why don't you come sit with me and tell me what's going on? Okay. All right, Charlie, let's put your box down here and take a seat. And here we go. Boys and girls, say hello to Charlie. Charlie, what are you doing? Don't you want to turn around so the kids can see you? I don't think so. You don't think what? That you don't want to turn around, or that you don't want the kids to see you? Both. Both? And why is that? Well, I can't see the kids. I want to see their faces, but I can't. Well, Charlie, hey, I see a face on the computer screen. Why don't you turn around and look? Okay, who do you see? Oh, it's only you. I'm tired of seeing only your face. Oh, I'm not sure how to take that, Charlie. Is there something wrong with my face? No. Well, do I have an ugly mark on my face? No. Well, is my face scary? No. Well, then what's wrong with my face? It's just that you have an old face. Old? Charlie, that hurts my feelings. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. It's just that I miss seeing the kid faces. I think I understand. I miss seeing the kids' faces too. When can we see them? Oh, I don't know, Charlie. This sickness that's going around is forcing everyone to stay home, and I don't know how long that's going to last. Well, what can you do to make me happy? What if I tell a story that has a surprise? Ooh, yeah, something like, oh, that seems impossible, then it happens? You mean like a miracle? What's a miracle? Well, it's an act of God, something that He does to meet a need or to show His power. Oh, you mean like your story last week where Jesus was dead and it seemed impossible, but God brought Him back to life? Yeah, that's the greatest miracle ever. Why did God do that? Well, I can think of a couple of reasons. Well, what's the first one? Well, the first one was to show His disciples and the whole world that God is all powerful. He has so much power He can bring the dead back to life. And the second reason? Well, remember that Jesus died to take the punishment for sin, our sin, the sin of everyone. And then He resurrected to give eternal life to all who will ask for it by calling on His name. Are you saying that if Jesus was dead, we couldn't have eternal life? Yeah, exactly. Paul wrote in the Bible in 1 Corinthians that if Christ had not resurrected, we would not resurrect. Jesus coming back to life is God's promise that we will come back to life. You mean, well, you're gonna die? Well, yeah, someday. We'll either get old or sick or something will happen and yes, we will die. But if we've asked Jesus to save us, someday he will resurrect us to go to heaven, just like Jesus did. Jesus went to heaven? Well, yeah, soon after his resurrection. How do you do that? Did anybody see him go? Actually, that would be a good story. You want to hear it? Not really. What? You don't want to hear a good story? Only if it's really exciting. Well, would you call appearing and disappearing exciting? No one can do that. That's impossible. Well, that's why it's called a miracle. Who did that? If you turn around, I'll tell you. Okay, I'm all ears. Huh, you don't look like an ear. What are you talking about? You said you were all ears, but I see a head and some eyes and a nose and... Oh, you know what I meant. Oh, yes, I did know what you meant. Okay, let's see. Where should I start? At the end. The end? Don't you want to hear the beginning? No, I want to know right away who appeared and disappeared. Oh, well, that would make an awfully short story, so I think I'll start back at the resurrection. Oh, all right, just get started. Okay. On the Sunday morning that Jesus resurrected, the disciples went to church, but without Jesus. I bet they were sad too. Yes, they were. While they were in that room for church, Mary ran in to say she had seen Jesus. Oh, that made them glad. Not really, because they didn't believe Mary. Oh, they are kind of like me, sad, and they needed a good story. Well, that's true. And actually, there is a good story here. When they came back to church Sunday night and Jesus appeared. You mean Jesus came to church with them? Well, no. They were already at church and the door was closed and Jesus just appeared. What do you mean? Well, Jesus wasn't there and then suddenly he was there. What did he do? Come through a wall? Something like that. That's impossible. Not for God. That's a miracle. Oh, yeah. Earlier that afternoon, 2 disciples were walking home, talking about what Mary had said about seeing Jesus. And when they guessed Jesus showed up again? He did. Tell me about it. Well, as these 2 men were walking, Jesus appeared and started talking with them. Did that make them glad? Well, actually, no. They continued talking, but thought this stranger should have known what was going on, and so they told him about all the sad things that had happened. They didn't recognize Jesus? Not until they were having supper with him. When Jesus took the bread and prayed before they ate, then they knew it was Jesus. What'd they say to him? Nothing, because all of a sudden he disappeared. Where'd he go? I don't know. He was just gone. How'd that happen? No one can just disappear into thin air. That's impossible. Not for God. For him, it's a miracle. Well, how many miracles did Jesus do? Oh, the Bible tells about lots of miracles. I like these miracle stories. Tell me some more. Well, I'm glad you're not sad anymore. Well, I'm not. How can I be sad when God's doing miracles? Well, good. So I'll tell you another story. Well, if you don't tell the story, I'll be sad again. Now get on with it. Oh, goodness, you're awful bossy. Someone needs to be bossy and tell certain people around here what to do. Oh, well, that kind of sounds like Jesus. Jesus was bossy? No, not really bossy, but he did tell his disciples what to do. Tell me. Okay, bossy. Sorry, I didn't mean to boss you. I just want to hear the story. Okay. Well, Jesus left his disciples to go see some other people. So the disciples decided to go on an all-night fishing trip. Wow, that sounds like fun. Who wants to go fishing all night? Well, it really wasn't very fun. Why not? Because the disciples didn't catch any fish. Nothing? Nothing. Nothing? What do you mean? I mean, they dropped their nets into the water all night, and they caught nothing. Not one thing. They must have been really sad. They must have been sad and tired and hungry. Hungry? What time was it? It was breakfast time. What were they going to eat? Well, they had been planning to eat fish. That wasn't going to happen now. Oh, yes, it was, and it did. How's that possible with not one fish? Well, while the disciples were in the boat, a man appeared on the shore. Who was it? Well, they didn't know, but they heard him say to drop their nets on the right side of the boat. Well, didn't they try that during the night? Probably. And there were no fish? None. Then why do it now? Well, because they were hungry and hopeful. What happened? Well, they dropped their nets on the right side of the boat, and immediately those nets were full of fish. Impossible! No, don't tell me. A miracle. Yep, a miracle. A fish. How many fish did they catch? Well, why don't you guess? Okay, 50. 50? More. 75. More. 100. More. 150. So close. 153. Well, I'll get the net drunk with all those fish. Nope. Seriously? Excuse me. It did not break. They pulled those fish all the way into the shore. And then they cooked a huge breakfast. Actually, Jesus already had breakfast cooked for them. Fish and bread. Jesus, where'd he come from? Oh, that was the man that showed up on the shore. Another miracle? It sure was. And then Jesus disappeared. No, not at that moment. He did disappear another time, though. Do we have time for that story, please? Okay. I can tell it if you will listen and not interrupt. Okay, I will. Excuse me. You will what? Listen or interrupt? Both. Okay. Well, Jesus went on a walk with his disciples one day. Where'd Jesus go this time? You're interrupting. Sorry. Okay. He went to a mountain called Olivet. Were there olives on Olivet? Actually, there were. I guess the disciples didn't worry about being hungry there. Charlie, if you're going to keep interrupting, I won't be able to finish this story. Sorry. Okay. With his disciples gathered around him, Jesus gave a command. Like a boss would do? Really? Really what? Interrupting again? Sorry. Okay. Jesus' command was for them to go into all the world and preach the gospel. What's the gospel? You're doing it again. Sorry. But that is a good question. The gospel is the good news about Jesus who died, was buried, and rose again to save us and give us eternal life. That's impossible. What is? Going into all the world. Well, for those 11 men, yes. But the plan was to preach the gospel where they were, start a new church, then go to another place and do the same thing. Then from those churches, they trained men to be missionaries to go into other parts of the world and do the same thing until the whole world had heard the gospel. Has the whole world heard the gospel? Well, I don't think so, but we're still trying to obey the command Jesus gave. You know what? This is impossible. What is? Telling a story without you interrupting. Sorry, finish your story. I won't interrupt again. Okay. As Jesus was talking to his disciples, he disappeared again. Aren't you going to say something? Don't you want to know how Jesus disappeared? You're not speaking? So you really aren't going to interrupt. Well, let me tell you. A cloud came down from the sky, wrapped around Jesus, and lifted him back into the sky until it was out of sight. Impossible! Nobody can ride in a cloud. I didn't think you could stay quiet for long. But remember, what seems impossible with a man is, I know, a miracle from God. You're right. Now, I'm going to do a miracle. Oh, really? What are you going to do? Open my box. Open your box? Oh, okay. Well, let me move out of the way here for just a second. All right. There's the box. Okay. All right. So now your box is open. Now what? I'm going to disappear. Oh, yeah? I'd like to see that. Okay. Goodbye. I don't know if that was a miracle, but he did disappear. And I need to do the same. We took some extra time today, so now it's time to say a quick goodbye and see you next time. Bye.